Hey there, everyone. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. I hope everything went well for you. And let's get right back into it. So, I want to pose this question. How do I tell more people about my business? If you're a business owner, director of marketing, whoever, whatever role you might be in, how do you tell more people about your business? How do you get the message out in front of more customers? And who'd have thought the podcast and content guy would tell you to have your videos consistently show up in more places? Now, a lot of people know and that I talk to, they say, if I could just tell more people about the customers that we help, or if I could tell more people about how we help this particular customer, they were dealing with this challenge, and then this is what we did. If I could show what's going on inside of our company and the employee meetings that are happening and the kind of ideas that our teams are coming up with, then I think people would want to buy from us. They would enjoy working with us. It'd be something that they want to be a part of. We can attract awesome employees and we can really highlight this great culture that we've built. And that way, people don't think of us as just this X company or just we only cover this territory. We want to show some of the big things that we've been working on and everything like that. And I would say that one great way to do that is to have your videos consistently show up in more places. And we'll talk about some of the ways that you can do this. But again, it's because people know that it can do these things. And generally, we know that doing marketing can bring these end results. But most people don't do it because they don't have the time to do it. They they just don't have the bandwidth, the time, whatever it might be, but time in one way or the other ultimately comes down to why most people don't actually pull this off. Or at least it's time because you don't see another solution. So I want to talk to you about a possible solution, and this is one of the most powerful things that I've ever devised. So you can actually multiply yourself. So if you send me a swab of your spit and maybe a little bit of earwax, something like that, I'm going to put it in our patented um, gene cloning technology. We do all this in house. So don't worry. We are not sending this to any other countries. I mean, the servers that we got are pretty locked down. So we are going to have your entire human genome sequenced here. And then from there, we are going to grow several of you in a petri dish. And this is going to be the best way that you can actually recreate and tell your story over and over. There are a couple caveats with this. We'll get into it. And actually, this is like our premier offering. But one other way that I want to show you that you can do this is by turning one video into 30 posts. So here's the general concept. Thank you, John Huffman, for being my uh, postmaster. You take one single video and create 30 posts from it. So you film one video, and that can be from a podcast. This is how we do it through a podcast. You can do a day in the life video, or you can do what I'll show you in the next. But take that video, chop that up into 10 smaller clips. And now you've got 10 pieces of content. And then if you roll those out to 3 different platforms, so you have, in this case, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, you take those 10 clips and put it in 3 different places. That's 30 posts that you just made. So you took a single video and you made 30 posts from it. And this is one way that we've been able to take our content and blast it out to a bunch of different places, reach people that I never thought that we would have reached. I've had people, I was at a conference in Texas and somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, are you Chris from Southwest Florida Podcast?" Like, holy shit. Yeah. How did you find me? I found you on YouTube. Where are you from? I'm from Texas. Like, they're not even from here and they're finding me. Somebody from Australia found me. It's been pretty wild, but by doing this in the same amount of time that you're dedicating to one video to film it, you can put this out in a ton of different places over the course of a month or months. So you're creating a single piece of content and you get a lot of bang for your buck. You can roll it out over time, get your message to people in short bits, and it's very powerful. And just going back to these, it takes this time restriction that you have for increasing your sales, building your brand, attracting ideal employees, and it removes it. Because if you could take the initial time that you would normally spend, let me come up with a marketing plan, all these things, film something and chop it up, have somebody in your company chop it up, whatever it might be, and have them roll it out to all these different places. If you're going to spend a bunch of time or money on other marketing efforts, this is not a bad way to do it. And you can do this for relatively cheap, or you can do it with people that are already in your company, or you can find people to hire to do this, which, hey. And here's just a way that you can do this for yourself. So if you want to take something that you film, turn that into 30 posts and do that in like a 60 or 90-minute window, film yourself answering 10 questions about your business. Do this in one take. I'll tell you why. Cut that into 10 video clips and then release all 10 video clips on 3 platforms. So, why I say film it all in one take is film you answering these questions, film it in one take so you have one long video file. And also, it keeps you moving. If you stumble a little bit, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, especially not if this is the first one you're doing. People don't care as much as you think. Don't make it look unprofessional, but people aren't watching you like a hawk. Um, so do that. If you need to redo an answer to a question, redo it, but answer those 10 questions in one shot. That should take you maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Now, if you put that into a basic editing software like DaVinci, or if you've got iMovie, you go to the start of you answering that question, go to the end of you answering that question, export that. That's one clip. Same thing. Do that for all 10 questions. That, depending on your proficiency, will probably take you half hour, maybe. So that's 30 minutes, and then go on to each of these platforms and release them. You can do that all in one shot, or you can do that over the course of a month. This will actually probably take you the longest amount of time. Figure about 10 minutes for each video that you're gonna put out. So that this will probably take you the most time. But this is one way that you can actually do this and do it relatively cheap, relatively cost effective, and you could put your message out to a bunch of different places. So if you believe that by talking about your business, how you're helping customers, the challenges they face, how you help them solve it, what it's like to work for your company, if you believe that that will actually bring you these results, then it might be worth it. If you have any questions about how you could do this for your own business, please reach out. I've got some free resources on this stuff. I'll send you an email with the link to this, or send me a message on LinkedIn. I'll send it your way. But guys, I hope this helps. Please reach out with any questions. But again, you can be in a lot of places with relatively low investment on the content creation side. So reach out, let me know. Thanks.